Hi, welcome to the show. This is Chef Mike, and my awesome wife and co-host is just around the corner. She'll be here very shortly, but first we're finishing up with the interview with Dave Croft and his guest. Plus, we have some announcements for you. And this show is a full plate of your awesome meal plus an appetizer and salad. So you have a lot on this show, and we do have a full show for you. So today is going to be a busy one for all of us on the Extreme Post.
Started out in a small town in the southern tier of New York State, worked his butt off in the restaurant industry for 13 years, and now flapping his gums off in the podcast world. Please welcome your host, Chef Michael Palmer.
Welcome to the Culinary Post. This is Chef Mike. Hey, my awesome wife and my awesome co-host. What's up?
Nice.
We had a good holiday, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
Stayed at home, kind of, and, do our thing. But we noticed our baby Chloe, which soon we'll be hearing her voice sometime later on tonight's episode, or today's episode. Hopefully if she falls asleep, you won't hear nothing, but she has a full mouth of teeth coming in.
Oh, yeah. She's teething.
And what's funny, she's taking it as a pro. I mean, she's not crying hardly, or she's not really fussing. We give her some Tylenol and, some other stuff, and she's all good.
Yep. Some baby Tylenol.
Tylenol works the best. Our first advertisement is DollarShave.com, which reminds me, as a chef, I need to be clean shaven for the kitchen. It's very professional. So I always go to DollarShave.com because I can select any of their great razors for a very low monthly price, and they're going to send them right to my front door. The same with you. You can always go to their website and pay a low monthly fee, and they will send them right to your door. So there's no more overpaying for those name blades you buy at the grocery stores or at Wally World. Plus, you can also upgrade or downgrade your plan at any time to fit your budget. Plus, there is no contract to sign, no hidden charges, and you can definitely cancel at any time. Two major words to consider: satisfaction guaranteed. So that is DollarShave.com. Shave time, shave money. That was a good 30-second commercial. Today this week in history, you notice I took that off the website because we did not have an extra person on crew to handle the boatload of work that we put on to the website. So we're just going to announce it for a little bit longer on the podcast, then we're going to pop it back on the website when we can. But usually it's on the podcast where you can catch it. Okay? Yesterday, on the 29th, Charles II, the King of England, was born. The Mary March tea was introduced to the England during his reign. On December the 23rd of 1675, he issued a proclamation suppressing the coffee house. The public response was so negative that he revoked it on January the 8th of 1676. Yesterday, Coca-Cola was invented by the pharmacist John Stott Bremerton in 1885. We had our share of Coke yesterday, so we we always do something here at the house. Is when the day of like a donut day or Coca-Cola was invented or something, we have our share. No doubt about it. So it was advertised for the first time in Atlanta Daily on this day. Also on the 29th, tens of millions of pounds of almonds were recalled by one of the world's largest almond producers located in California due to a salmonella outbreak. At least 25 people were sickening in the states of Alaska and oops, I pushed my wrong button over here. Let me go back up to the screen where I was at. I'm good about pushing the wrong button. Okay, they were sickening in the states from Alaska to Michigan. Wow, I did not know that. Did you?
No, I had no idea.
Two things happening in the UK on right now. The first one is May the 26th to June the 1st, National Barbecue Week. Also, May the 24th through the 1st is in the UK is English Wine Week. So, like I said, we might have, something to do with it because I love barbecue and I love wine. So is my awesome wife. So we're gonna do the UK thing. Is we're gonna pull it and eat some good barbecue, which we did today.
Yeah, we did.
I made a barbecue wrap that tastes pretty dang good.
Oh yeah, it did.
What I did,
Really, really good.
what I done was before I go on with the history is we made up some good batch of chopped barbecue. Beef brisket is the best. When we got done with that, we put some wrap on the grill we have in the back to heat it up a little bit. Dump some cheese in the wrap and dump some chopped barbecue. Oh my goodness, it tastes so good. Also, our baby Chloe enjoyed it, but I think by the face she made, I think it was a little bit sweet and sour.
Oh yeah.
You can actually taste the sweet and sour in it, but it was delicious. I have no complaints.
Me neither.
Today is the 30th. The only thing I have on the 30th in history, back in 1918, Bob Evans was born, and he just recently died on June the 21st of 2007. He was the famous sausage maker and restaurateur, founder of Bob and Evan restaurants. Recently, one of his people just resigned from his company. We always love eating at Bob and Evans. On the 1790, the first U.S. copyright law was signed by President George Washington. Also on the 31st, Dr. John Harvey Kellogg applied for a paint for flake cereal, known as the famous cornflakes. It was his brother Will Kellogg, which became very rich and famous by marketing the new cereal on those crazy TV commercials. Next month is going to be a busy month in history, so let me give you a little preview, a little teaser. Then you have to tune in all next month to find out when all this is going to be dropping. California Avocado Month is next month. Georgia Blueberry Month is next month. Men's Health Month is next month. By the way, it's Father's Day coming up, and I have a advertisement just for that today. The National Candy Month is next month. Dairy Month. The list just goes on, so you just have to tune in to my show to find out what's dropping. Okay. Restaurant news. So let me give you something to think about. If you miss a piece of your news that's heard on the show, or you missed it on the website, because we update it daily on the website. If you miss a piece of news, it's on the brand new news archive along with your food recalls. So if you miss a piece of news, go to the archive. We found out today that the famous restaurant called Chili's is rolling out a grocery line, but you might not recognize the menu. Okay, Chili thinks it can bring something no other brand can think of. One of the guys said, We love the brand and idea of bringing the Southwestern to the freezer, something that has been missing in the frozen injury category. That came from the Vice President of Marketing at Velasco Foods. His name is Mark Toth. Also, the markets Melena's Frozen Foods is working with Chili's. The items in the new line and the freezer line is including the bacon, mac and cheese, the Cajun style chicken Alfredo, cheesy chicken pasta porcini, chicken fajada with rice bowl, the island chicken with rice and also the mango chicken with rice. The line will be available in the stores in 14,000 supermarkets on June the 2nd. That's a big announcement. Also, the Taco Bell Corporation will promote the president, Brian Knuckle, the role of the chief executive, effective coming up on January the 15th in 2015. You can find more of that information in the archive. Also, this week, the Cheesecake Factory just announced on Monday that it plans to move into Asia for the first time in history. The business is located in Cobbles Hills, California. Casual dining operators sign a executive or exclusive license agreement with Hong Kong-based Maximum Caterers to develop at least 14 restaurants over the next 10 years in Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan, China, beginning in 2015. I know I probably teared up a few words. I'm sorry about that. Food recalls. There is a tons of food recalls. I'm just going to hit a few. Make sure you go to the website to see what's up. We really recommend you go to the website every day to check out your news and recalls. I'm not going to mention all of them. There's just tons, like over 5. So, due to the time of the show, that's why I said what I said. Rome Packaging Company has issued a voluntary recall of the Ocean Catch brand minced crab meat after routine product sampling by the company determined some of the finished products that might have been contaminated with Listeria. Guys, we gotta really focus on this bacteria called Listeria coming up next month or so, because there's a lot to this one bacteria. American importing company of Minneapolis, Minnesota, voluntarily recalling the very limited number of packages of a single lot Cinnamon Crunch canola because they might have undeclared almonds. So if you're allergic to your nuts, don't eat it. Return it to the store. Suntree is also voluntarily recalling some walnuts compressed in 46 cases of 24 count, 12 ounce produced bags of Californian grown shelled walnuts, lot number 42720. The best buy dates 12/11/2014, UPC code 698875078006, because it has been determined that there is a possibility it's been contaminated with Listeria. I have a duck in the bottom of my refrigerator, and by the way, that was end of the food recalls for this one podcast. Again, go to the website for your up-to-the-minute recalls. Now, we try to update every day for you. If you missed it, again, go to the archives. Recipe of the week, we got we're doing a roasted duck coming up this weekend. We're letting it thaw out. Roasted duck, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, a half a cup of melted butter, a couple of teaspoons of paprika, and 1 5-pound of whole duck. And what's funny, my husband and wife never had duck.
Nope.
So is me. So this is gonna be awkward, but I think it's gonna be delicious.
I'm not picky.
Yeah, we're not picky. Preheat your oven to 375. Rub the salt, pepper, paprika until the skin of the duck. Place in a roasting pan. Roast the duck in the preheated oven for 1 solid hour. Spoon the 1/4 cup of melted butter over the bird. Continue cooking for 45 minutes longer. Spoon the remaining 1/4 cup of butter over the duck and cook for 15 minutes longer until golden brown. Not golden black. It has to be golden brown. I hate a burnt duck or anything burnt. Right.
Right.
Break time. This is what I like. And I gotta do this one. Maybe if y'all can hear it. I don't know. Get your copy of the Wine Spectacular. Go to winespectacular.com. Now, we personally subscribe to this magazine ourselves, and we surely love it. It's only $49.95 for 1 year if you sign on with them like today or this month. My wife bought it for my awesome Father's Day present, and we love it. I've been learning a lot. It's very motivational and very educational and very awesome. I'm hoping to do more advertisements with this one company called winespectacular.com. Well, with that said, we're going to finish the interview with David Croft right now. Then I'm going to come back with more stuff on Culinary Post. I promise. It's promise guaranteed. Here we go. Here's David Croft and his guest.
We're excited because what you're doing with this educational program is you're not only giving education, but you're also helping people rediscover that they do have a choice. And this is exciting when you're able, Mike, to be able to present this in such a large way in an audience. And, you know, what's so exciting to me is I'm almost in tears now just thinking about how many lives that you're going to change, Mike, just from what God's pouring through you and allowing you to do. It's so exciting, Mike. You're making a difference, brother. You're changing the way children are going to grow up in our country. They're going to take this thing back the way it's supposed to be, and we're going to come into a healthier society because of your work, brother. So we're excited for you as well, and we want to honor you and thank you for your dedicated service and your hard work and all your prayers and your fastings, and just thank you for being who you are in Jesus.
Oh, you're most welcome. Here's a question that one of my fans has been asking: which would be the cheapest, having a garden for your fruits or vegetables, or going to the store to shop for your produce? Which one?
Well, you got to put a lot of love and kindness in the garden. It's hard work, but what you need to discover and what other people need to discover is it doesn't take a lot of land, and you can have raised beds, and you can grow a lot of your herbs and veggies. You know, I get organic celery when I'm running low. But, you know, honestly, what I do with that is when I cut the end of it off, I save it 1.5 inches up, I put it in a bowl of water. It takes 2 to 3 weeks for the roots to form, and then I plant it again. And so I've got several growing in my back porch right now. Education is the key. It's not cheap going to the grocery store to buy organic stuff. So the more you raise, you know, the better, the healthier you're going to be, and the more you're going to enjoy the fruit of your labor, so to speak. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Plus, it's more healthier if you do it at home, too, because you're not putting all that junk in it, like what the stores, you know, is selling with all that fertilizer on their produce.
Well, we use natural compost, and, you know, we're just so blessed to have the richness of knowledge that God's given us to know how to turn something that we just ate back into a fertilizer. You know, there's a guy that's on YouTube, and this will really help a lot of you young listeners. He's a really young guy, and he's name of his program is Rule the Wasteland. And he teaches you how to take your scraps and raise your own grubs to feed your own chickens. And it's just amazing, just this little bit. I caught this thing. God led me to this thing because a friend of mine was asking about, what do you think about raising chickens? And she was trying to figure out where to get the feed, and she didn't want to get corn that was polluted with antibiotics, and she didn't want modified seed to going into her feed and her chickens because she's going to eat the eggs. And this is what led me to this, Mike. It's so awesome. So we're excited. Sister Lois wants to say something to you.
Okay.
Hi, Mike. One thing I would like to say for young parents, especially those that are expecting and have young children, if they never put anything sweet or artificial in their mouth, they'll never crave it. They'll never want it. They will enjoy the fruits and vegetables. And whenever, pardon?
How about apple juice? The natural apple juice that we get at the store without the sugar. What's the cause and effect for that? Is it good for the children or not?
Well, the natural is better than all the rest, but it would be best if you could. We'd have so many machines that you can juice your own now.
That's the key. Organic.
And you get the organic, natural. Yes, that's much, much better than all the others. I know I have grandchildren. They never even, they won't even eat candy hardly to this day, or donuts and stuff, because their mother gave them only fruits and vegetables. And this could eliminate a lot of problems if young parents will start out their children this way.
Thank God we haven't. Because we're raising a child here, and she's like almost 15 months, and we're not giving her what the other parents has gave their children, because we're starting her out with, organic fruits and vegetables.
Wonderful.
And Mike, I did a research on the formulas. I got to looking at the competition within the market on children's formula, and I was absolutely astonished at what's been going on with the health of babies and what's going on with the brain waves and the killing of the brain waves and autism and the increase of autism. And believe it or not, it was actually tied to the formulas that they're feeding the babies. And people need to know this. We need to wake up. And we need to wake up as many people as we can so that we will make a difference, and we will tell these companies we're not going to do that anymore.
That's what we gave our child, was the Infamil formula. Is it okay or not to give the child the Infamil?
Read the labels, do the research on it, and find out what's really going into the product. But if at all possible, they have discovered that there's so many benefits from breastfed babies and the brain activity and the brain waves. So if at all possible, that's the number one represented recommendation. But if you absolutely can't breastfeed, then be sure you're going with an organic formula that doesn't put the things in it that cause the autistic children and different things to happen in the mind. And as far as never buy concentrated juice for your children. If it's not natural juice and you're not juicing it yourself, don't give it to your child, because it's full of sugar. It's just glucose water, really, basically. And it'll create a craving inside of them. I can honestly tell you that, I'm so proud of my son. He's fixing to be 12 years old, and I can remember 7 years ago where we just about couldn't get him to eat his veggies, and I just keep cooking. I just keep putting the fresh veggies and the fresh herbs and spices in the food, and I grow a lot of it now. And, it's just so exciting when a child comes in and says, that smells good, what are you cooking? And you're cooking something healthy for your child. There's a blessing reward in that. And, you can do a low-carb chicken salad, and you can put some natural ingredients in it. Like miso is an ingredient that helps your body fight off the effects of radiation. And I just really encourage people to really get involved in their own health searches and learn some powerful information about what is good for your body and how to make something really nutritious.
We need to have another interview with you and your guest, because this could be, this is a very good topic about, nutritional values and what foods can do to you and what sugars can do to you. What?
Amen. Well, let's set this thing up, and maybe next week you'll have some time, and we'll be able to continue this again into a whole another realm, and give you some specific sites that you can go to, and so you can really gain what you need to gain to change your world around you, because that's what you're doing. When you change your diet, you change your perspective, and you begin to change the environment around you. You change the atmosphere everywhere you go. And so it's exciting, Mike, to know that you're involved in what God's doing all over the world. And if you'll notice, a lot of countries now outside the United States, they don't put up with the things that we're putting up with. And so, but we'll talk about how to get your own organic chicken and to be sure you're getting chicken that's processed properly if you can't grow your own, so that you're getting something that doesn't have salmonella in it. Because 95% of the chicken that's produced inside the chicken plants, because of what the FDA recently did, has salmonella poisoning. So, and they treat it, and the FDA says that because they treat it, that the bacteria is dead. But I can tell you from watching my mom go to the emergency room and stay sick for 2 weeks, it's not dead. So if it's got it, it's got it.
Yeah, with that said, I'm keep on getting these FDA food recalls, and you know, it's a good thing. What I'm doing with those recalls is, you know, warning people about the food and sending them back to the store, you know, and I'm warning these people all the time to not eat that crap. I call it crap because it's not good for you. What I did in my garden is, since you mentioned fertilizer, make sure you read or study the bag. I forgot what I was going to say. Make sure you study the bag before you get it. See what's in that bag, because it could contain some fertilizer that you're not aware of.
That's right.
But make sure if you want to fertilize your garden, I used to have rabbits, chickens, and whatever. If you're capable, ladies and gentlemen, or my fans, make sure you use manure in your gardens, because that contains, you know, the richness. That's your fertilizer.
My garden has had 20 years of horse manure put in it, my little garden spot. But I'm learning that my little organic gardens that I'm growing, that are raised beds and in flower pots or big barrels, I'm learning these things can become so productive during the winter, because I can bring them in out of the cold and I can keep them from freezing, and I can grow my own herbs year-round. And there is a fertilizer company that's all organic out of Michigan. It's a good company to look into. And since we're talking about gardens, we got to get a plug in here for Miss Bonnie Small from the Lily Garden. That's where we are today. We're at the Lily Garden, and she works in naturopathic medicines. And the way I found out about her was I did a little wrestling, and my knee was sore, and so I had this real smart idea that I was going to work out the soreness on a Nautilus machine. Well, I actually tore my medial lateral and my meniscus. And, you know, everybody was telling me surgery, and all the research I did said, no, that is living tissue. You don't need to have surgery. So this is actually, I actually met her from a church meeting that I've gone to, and she saw me kind of limping a little bit. And so this is how I met her, and I tell you, just knowing what this lady knows and how to work it and bring a natural healing to something that was so injured is just amazing. And the power of prayer has been astonishing.
Well, I'm going to get your guest on our podcast, because they know tons of information. I want to get them on our show one by one. Just dive right into it. But we're at the end of the first part of the show, and we're going to continue throughout the podcast talking about these nutritional values, what they can do for you. But as far as this podcast, we got to come to a close. Yes. Is there any final statements y'all want to say? Anybody in the room?
Remember prayer first to prepare your heart, for the endeavors that you go into, and that just kind of paves the way for God to bless and help you through your plans. And Robert wants to say something.
I've been studying nutrition since 1965. I've come up with a philosophical viewpoint of it all. The three words that describe the perfect diet is that the food should be fresh, it should be whole, and you should enjoy it. That's very important, to enjoy your food. Some people get into natural food, they try to do the right thing and end up with these terrible combinations. They don't enjoy it. And that means that if the body doesn't enjoy it, it means it's not going to do, it's not going to do well with it. So those three words are a guiding principle of a good diet. But as you can imagine, it all comes down to just simply eating the food as God has made it. Because in His wisdom, He and His love, He made food fit for man and enjoyable. And the Christians of all people should really appreciate the natural scheme of things, and not refuse it simply because it's not necessarily spelled out in the Bible word for word. But there are many things in the Bible that support the idea of natural living. As God made all things, Jesus said the earth is fair and all that is upon it is fair. So let's get back into the natural scheme of things and give God the glory for it. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Bonnie?
Yes. This is Lois.
Hey, Lois.
In my ministry and calling, the motto or the word that I would have to say today is knowing the truth. The truth makes you free. But it's not just reading something and knowing it, it's the revelation that you have of that. You see, if you don't have a revelation that sugar is bad, then you won't do anything about it. But if you have a revelation, when you get a hold of that it's bad for you, when you know that is harmful, anything that you eat, then you can handle it and you can walk in it. And then it will, as you go and as you pray and as you study and learn more and more, you will be made, not just set free, but made free of all the chemicals as well as all the other things that's harmful for your body. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank y'all for visiting, and we're going to invite y'all back for more conversation about this because we will dig deeper than what we have today. Is that a deal?
It's an honor. It's an honor.
And, they're going to come back for more coming up soon. But first we have, and welcome back to the show, and this is not that recording, this is actually live. There we are. I lost my mic for a second. Anything happens on the show, but what I was saying, before I lost the mic, that we're going to invite them back to this podcast because there's just a lot of information that went through, and we want to get with them one by one to find out their point of view. But coming up in the month of June is going to be an interesting month for all of us, not just for me or for my awesome wife, but it's also for you, because I'm inviting y'all back all next month, and the month after that, and the month after that. But next month, in the month of June, we're going to be talking about the food pyramid. The food pyramid. See, I learned the food pyramid back in the day, and before 1998, before they changed into the new pyramid-looking deal, because they said it got a little bit confusing. I never got confused. Oh well. The first week is probably going to be, definitely next week is the first week of this one lesson. Well, it's going to be many. It's going to be a series. But the first week we're going to be talking about the history of the food pyramid. It's little short and sweet lessons. It's not going to take up the whole show. We're still going to do your food, your restaurant and food recalls, and your other informative educational stuff y'all hear every show, even the recipe of the week. So week 1 is going to be history of the food pyramid. Week 2 is going to be about bread, cereal, rice, pasta group. Week 3, the fruit group. Week 4 is the vegetable group. Week 5 is going to be meat, poultry, fish, dry beans, eggs, nuts, your nuts group. Week 6, milks, yogurt, cheese group, and we're going to go into the first week of July. That'll be week 7, fats, oils, and sweets. Alrighty. If you have any questions about the food pyramid or anything that I'm going to be teaching on, or if you have a concern or a suggestion, I urge you to either use my Twitter or Facebook or just email me, okay? It's just a lot of stuff that we will go over in a very short period of time. Let me give you a little teaser and make y'all come back. We're going to go all the way back to the first time we heard about the food pyramid. Okay, we're going to talk about Miss Caroline Hunt, which was a nutritionist, which divided everything into 5 groups. Okay, we're going to tell you what book she published. We're going to be starting back in 1916. That's the first time. Okay. Let's see what else we can get into. The 4-H, we're going to be talking about a little bit of the 4-H club, the demonstrations back in 1940. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Wheel of Good Eating. Let's see what else we can dig into. We're going to go back to 1956. Essentials of the Adequate Diet. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to be talking about 1992, how USDA introduced the pyramid and the blocks that we're used to seeing, and going all the way into today. That's all next week. You think we can do it in one show?
I hope so.
My wife saw the screen I looked at, and there's a lot of information going out, and we're going to also post it on YouTube and our live stream channel. I'll let y'all view what we see, because what I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks is making a presentation for y'all. So y'all get to see some notes, write down notes, and whatever y'all want to do. But we're going into the visual part aspect of the culinary post, which is the presentation. And it's just a lot of work that goes on beyond the scenes, which y'all don't get to look at, because we're always studying. I mean, I'm learning something I didn't know now because all the hours I put into the project. So I hope y'all take time to listen for the next few weeks to get educated about the food pyramid. Announcements, the chat room. We always been talking about the chat room, Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else, and the recent episodes we've been talking about the chat room. It's open to the public on the website. We're doing a little bit of editing in it right now to make sure the moderators are there and they're signed up and everything before we get our chat on. But y'all can still chat. Sometimes somebody's there. Knowing me, I can't be there all the time because of another job I have. I know Chef Morgan, my awesome wife, can't be there all the time. Somebody's going to be there regardless. We don't know who, but we're going to find out when the time comes. So if you're interested in becoming a moderator or somebody to hang out in a chat room for a few hours at a time to welcome our visitors or guests, you're welcome to come on board. The archive is open. we thought about it, and since we've been pumping out all these news updates and recalls, we want to make it into something that, you know, you see on the other news websites which they have an archive, or the nationalarchive.com or whatever. We're going to have we already have it open. We opened it this week. It's called the Culinary Post Archive. Every day somebody will update it, put the old news in there, and let y'all review the old news, along with your recalls. We also have an ideal going, and we haven't passed that just yet, but we're working on it. What you post in our Twitter or Facebook, or the questions that you email us, we want to put that in the archive. But we will edit it for content reasons, like edit out your screen name or your email, but we're going to have your first name and where you're from, and that question or comment that you post or email us. So that's going to be in the archive. It's just little ideas popping here and there, and we're just thinking about it. Also, the answers will be there, of course. You're going to get an answer from either myself or my wife on a comment or question that you might have within the program. Next week, like I said, we're going to be talking about the history of the food pyramid, plus your restaurant news, food recalls, and much more. Twitter's been off the chain lately. I'm getting followed a lot lately. Keep on following me, people. I try to post some educational stuff on there, or there's some nitpicks, something like that, on Chef Mike Paul. That's Chef Mike P-A-L. Make sure you follow me. Also, my wife views my Twitter. I'm trying to get her in the Twit world, where you can follow her too, to ask her some questions. But I'm just rambling on, so we're just thinking of that idea. But she's using my Twitter right now on top of me, so you just never know who's going to be answering your questions or concerns that you might have. Also, you can join the show on Facebook.com. Lately, it's been dead. I haven't had the time to update it like I had last month or the month before. It's just finding material to post. I might do something on Listeria. We never know what we're going to be doing. I'm trying to put together a plan where y'all going to get educated every day for 365 days out of the year. It's something, we're just planning on it. It's going to be on Facebook.com, CAEC Post. Make sure you like that page. Plus, you get to ask your questions or just post whatever. We'll answer you within the next business day. Within 24 hours, you get an answer. That's our rule. What else do we have going? Anything else we got going?
Not that I can think of. Do we?
I don't know. We covered a lot in this show, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, I see we did.
By the way, email is chefmikepalmer@gmail.com. Usually I email you back within 24 hours. Or within the next business day. Saturday and Sundays I don't work. I used to work on Saturdays, but I no longer work on Saturdays, so it's going to be Monday through Friday. See, Mondays used to be my day off. Now I work on Monday, so it's Monday through Friday. You're going to get an answer from me. Saturday and Sundays, I'm off. That's my family day. That goes with Twitter and Facebook. Gotta divide everything equal, people. I can't be on Facebook all the time. It's kind of difficult with, having a job and everything else, so. But make for sure, I'm urging you to check out the news archive every day, or check out the website, culinarypost.info. I made it short and sweet for you guys. culinarypost.info. Also, the YouTube channel is on the website, and live stream is on the website. Everything that's on the website that you need to go to. I think live stream is on there. Yeah, it is. It's under media. Check that out. Very educational. We're getting something on there every day out of the year for your viewers. Also, you can view the shows and whatever. Other than that, y'all have a great week. We will see you next week at the same time, same day, same location. All right?
Right.
Are you sure you ain't got anything else?
That's all I can think of.
Oh, I got something with chocolate chip cookies in mind.
Chocolate chip cookie.
You can make chocolate chip bows now. Chocolate chip cookie bows.
Seriously?
I will tell you more on the next show. So you got to come back for more. So next week, you're going to find out what is going on with a chocolate chip cookie bow. These little bows that is very easy to make. You will find that out next week. So y'all have a great day. See y'all next week on Friday at 8 a.m.